how is your day? My day was pretty good, thanks. I'm Andy, and we're going to do 12 cards for 12 star signs using Tarot in Wonderland, this deck, which gets used quite a lot on this channel, actually. It's a real magical deck. It's really quite a cheerful deck as well. It's got all the usual darkness of life involved in it as well. But the darkness is, it's a fact of life. If there was no darkness, we wouldn't know what lightness is. And anything bad that comes up, it comes up to be healed, So we're always looking on the cheerful side of it on this channel, because life might as well be a happy thing, mightn't it? It's been said, and rightly so, actually, that when you're trying to be happy, when you're following your dream, when you're following your heart, when you're actually really trying to get yourself into a happy place in life, you come into synchronicity, very close synchronicity with the whole universe. Not just everyone in the world, and it is everyone in the world as well, because we all want to be happy. I don't care what anybody says. I once met someone who strongly believed that people spent far too much time trying to be happy and that life wasn't meant to be happy. But I knew her a long time, and she liked being happy. I'm telling you, she really liked being happy. So I'm not taking any excuses about that, okay? Everyone likes to be happy. That's what it's all about. And the universe is always trying to bring things into balance. And true balance is when you're following your heart, when you're doing what really means the most to you. So it's really important to follow that path if you possibly can. And I hope we'll be pointing you in the direction of happiness as we go through this reading today. So what card have we got for the sign of Aries? It's the Two of Pentacles. I think we had this for Aries not long ago, actually. So obviously it's still part of the message here. So we've got the Mad Hatter from the Alice in Wonderland stories, which this deck is based on. And he's juggling the two pentacles. And the question is, can he hang on to them? If so, how long can he hang on to them for? I'm sure you'll remember this if you've been watching the channel a lot lately, because I'm sure this just came up like last week or something for Aries. But, energy is like that. Stuff repeats until we get the message or until we've learned the lesson or the things happened or whatever. This is actually very like the Three of Wands, because we're looking out at the sea there and there are ships coming in. And in the Three of Wands, the question is what's going to be on board the ships when they come in. But the Hatter here isn't really worrying about that. His ships are coming in, most certainly, but he's too busy juggling the pentacles here. He's not going to drop the pentacles, though. You can see he's got his hands actually well positioned to catch them there. He's just rather preoccupied with it. So, Aries, are you getting preoccupied with the juggling act of life, trying to balance everything? And we were talking about the value of balance there, and it is. It's a great thing to have. But the world doesn't naturally balance itself. It's something we've got to do. But it can become a distraction because, Aries, your ship is coming in. In fact, two ships are coming in for you. And you might as well focus on that as well as the juggling act. This is rather sort of reminding me of the old, age-old thing of work-life balance, Whatever you're doing to make your ships come in terms of work and everything, whatever you're doing to try and juggle things to make your life right, you've got to have a happy heart somewhere in the picture. That's really, really an important thing. So look for the balance, Aries, okay? Don't just do the mad juggling act. You've got to do that, really. You've got to kind of keep your end up, so to speak. But be aware your ships are coming in. Things are going to be good. And you might as well be in the most relaxed frame of mind you can be in. So do some relaxation, Aries. Do some meditation. And that energy, it's around. It really is around. That is a regular card that comes up for the sign of Aries here. What have we got now? We've got the Six of Wands. And this is going to be for the sign of Taurus, which in the zodiac comes right after Aries. And what we've got here is a real kind of strong group of people. This looks like family bonding. This is all the main characters that kind of get on well with each other in Alice in Wonderland. And here they all are, out in the country, out in nature, in quite a relaxing scene, actually. And this looks as if they've all got together to have a photograph taken. And photography was just starting to happen and just starting to take off at the time that Alice in Wonderland was written. In fact, Lewis Carroll was quite a photographer, so he would have been no stranger to the idea of a family photo, or maybe, you know, a group of colleagues working together. Is it a family? Is it colleagues? Who is it really? Only you know, Taurus. Okay, that's for you to judge. It's the number 6, so we've got a nice magical balance there, a nice even number as well. And all these characters have come together to remind us that the thing to do, you know, it's the wands, this suit. It's all about getting things done. That's where the wands are really at. And to really get things done, we've got to think of the team of people around us. Everyone's got their support group, their support network, soulmate people, really. Soul level friendships, they're so important. And it's those important friendships and those important people that you work with who've helped you to get to where you are in life now. And if you're not in the happiest of positions in life, I'm sorry to hear that, but you will get a lot further forward if you just remember your support network and always give them credit. Okay, that's where the 6 of Wands is at for the sign of Taurus. Let's do some more shuffling and see what we get for the sign of Gemini. Okay, I'm even going to cut the deck, and I've got number 6, the Lovers. So this is nice and positive, is it not? If you're looking at this as a relationship reading, if you're thinking about love and relationships, and goodness knows most of us are, at least some of the time, then this is pretty good news. But there's another side to it in this deck. Every deck has a slightly different take on all the cards, otherwise I guess there'd be no point in having different tarot decks or different decks of any kind. We could all just read playing cards if we didn't care about the images and what they mean. And the Queen of Hearts is here, looking rather strict, looking rather stern, looking like she's having no kind of nonsense in her love life at all. And she's pointing up in the sky and she's pointing away. And this really is the message here, Gemini. No matter how good things get, there's always some more to do. There is always more to the story. And if you've really found yourself in a good place of love, then the thing to do is actually use that and make something happen so that the sum of you and your partner, or you and your family member, or you and your really good colleague or your group, it's love. That's what love's all about, all those different things, so that the sum of all of you guys coming together actually adds up to more than just if you added the two parts together. I can't remember the expression now. I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say here. But that's what's going on here, you know. There's more to it than you think, Gemini. That's the bottom line. And you guys can deal with that very well because you have got that out there kind of mentality. And it's not as out there as a lot of people think it is. It's really valuable to be able to think that way. But it's the Lovers. So if there's love in your life, do something with it. If there isn't love in your life, think of the Queen of Hearts pointing into the sky there. Get something done. Get out there. Make something happen. And of course, with lockdowns going on all around the world, it's not terribly easy to get out anywhere and make things happen. But the internet is for real. The internet is going. There are real, genuine people on the internet. I know. I meet you guys all the time. Absolutely love you guys, actually. And that for me is the joy of having this channel and doing these readings, is that it brings me into contact with people, you know. And I live miles from anywhere. And I wouldn't say I live entirely on my own. There are always people about. There are always friends about. Made a couple of new friends yesterday when I was out gathering logs, actually. So it's pretty good. But if you saw where I lived, you'd think, my goodness, he must be lonely down there. And that's just the way it looks from the outside, you know. Somewhere within your life, no matter how lonely it might be getting, in your house, in your inner world, you can reach out. There's some way of reaching out. There's always a way. And with the internet, there really is always a way. So make the most of that, guys. And I'm aiming that one at Gemini, but it's good advice for anyone, I should think. So, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. And Cancer has brought up number 7 in the Major Arcana. Major Arcana again. It's the Chariot. Very, very different image to the traditional Chariot of the Tarot, or the Chariot of the Charo, which I nearly said. Very interesting that I made that mistake as well, because what's clearly going on here is Alice is trying to play a game of polo, but she hasn't got anything like the right tools. Instead of a polo stick, I can't remember what they're called, a mallet, that's it. Instead of a polo mallet, she's got a flamingo, and I'm sure she's not actually going to hit anything with the flamingo. She's far too kind for that. But what on earth can she do? Because she hasn't even got a polo ball to play polo with. She's got a hedgehog, and she's being very careful not to stand on it. But she's kind of giving it a nudge there, you know, a nudge to get on with its journey. The hedgehog is moving very slow. So Cancer, are you guys moving a little bit too slowly with what you're trying to achieve at the moment? Look at that higher heart pink, and look at the redness of the pink. It's a really red shade of pink, isn't it, on the flamingo? The flamingo's got wings, she can fly. I'm sure if Alice gets her head round it, she can get the right tools together and actually get on with the job. And I'm sure the hedgehog wants to get going and make some progress as well. So it's a bit of a kind of, it's a bit like in the Fool card, you know, where the dog is biting the Fool to let him know that he's about to fall down a hole, or he might be about to fall down a hole. Very different here, but Alice is giving the hedgehog a gentle shove along because it's probably not going to fall down a hole. And that's the message, Cancer. You probably won't fall down that hole that you're so concerned about. So get a move on, okay? Or at least don't let anyone stop you or break your stride or make your progress slow down so that you can't kind of get things done the way you need to. Okay, now that brings us to the sign of Leo. What will we have for the sign of the Lion? It is a sheep. And it's the sheep shopkeeper. It's the Queen of Pentacles. So we've got this Pentacles energy here. A happy energy again, because it brings, you know, it's all about bringing money in. And I guess a great many of us are concerned about money at the moment. That's the way of the world. Actually, everything that's going on in the world is making it difficult around money. But when I think back through my life, there have always been situations of one kind or another where people are extra worried about money at the moment. And I think money is just a big preoccupation. It's something we all need, but let's not get too concerned about it, particularly not you, Leo, because this is a real good card in terms, not so much of money exactly, but in terms of abundance and in terms of success. And a bit like the Three of Wands again, this shows that you have actually done the work that needs to be done. In the story, Alice goes into the shop, and the shopkeeper is the sheep shopkeeper here. Very, very wise lady, the Queen of Pentacles. And Alice wants to buy something from the shop, and she decides to buy an egg. And the sheep shopkeeper has told her that she can have anything she wants. She's earned anything she wants, you know. So this is the message, Leo. You've earned that right to reach out and take what you want at the moment, but you do have to take it for yourself, and you do have to kind of do the groundwork and make everything right for you to take it for yourself, because that's what Alice does with this card. She reaches out and takes the egg off the shelf. So that's where we're going with Leo there. Looks like success to me, but success that you just got to reach out and finally make it happen, okay? You've probably made it happen already, but you've still got to reach out and take what's right for you, what belongs to you, and try and be wise about it. Alice chooses an egg, that's the thing, and by choosing an egg, she's choosing something that we don't know what kind of egg it is. It might not be a fertile egg. She can either eat it, or it's going to give rise to some kind of new life around her. But in any case, it's something of value. It's something of practical value and kind of a thing of beauty. And a very tough thing as well. So spend it wisely, Leo, if you've got it. If you haven't got it, reach out and take it. That's my advice to you. Don't pinch anything. It's not my fault if you get arrested, okay? But reach out and take it for sure, Leo. So Virgo, what have we got now? Now we've got the Knight of Swords for Virgo. When we look at this card, we see two horse images. There's the horse down on the ground, and it's galloping. Often the horses in tarot cards are shown standing still in its potential energy, and there is great potential here. But this is the sword knight, the Knight of Swords, and the swords are about having to make a decision, and that's where things could slow down. But you want to keep the conveyor belt of abundance going. That's the thing to do, Virgo. Really, really important to keep that conveyor belt flowing and keep that horse galloping. On top of the horse is another kind of a horse. It's a horse's skull. Looks like a unicorn skull, actually. Let's just focus in on that. Yep, it's a unicorn's skull. No, it's not a skull, it's a unicorn. Sorry, you know, I've been reading this deck for so long and I've only just noticed that. It's not a unicorn skull at all, it's an actual unicorn riding a horse. Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. And sorry for all the people I've told it was a horse's skull. Not that many, I hope. Actually, a cloudy sky here, but a load of blue in the sky. And so, as you're trying to make that decision, Virgo, all those things are leaning in on you, and there are all kinds of things trying to make you think, oh, I should think twice in that direction. I should then think twice in that direction. You end up never getting anything done. You've got to be like the unicorn here and wave the sword about, get the horse going. And what's the significance? There's always a significance when I get a card wrong. What's the significance of the skull? I suppose the skull is, you know, you could see the unicorn as a mythical creature, a kind of dead and gone thing from the past, or you could awaken your inner unicorn, which is the thing to do because that horse is galloping, that horse is going places, and there's loads of forward thrusting energy in this card. So that's the Knight of Swords, and it's for the sign of Virgo. Libra is the next one. I'm always going through my star signs trying to remember what's next. Libra is the next one. And for Libra, we've got the Hanged Man. And this one actually came up in a reading I did this afternoon on Instagram. Do actually follow me on Instagram, okay? The social media links are down there for Instagram and Reddit and Facebook and Twitter. And you'll often find stuff from me which doesn't make it to the YouTube channel. This was my 60-second tarot card that I pulled today. I just do a quick 60-second video because you can only put a minute on main Instagram, otherwise you've got to go on Instagram TV. And I'm with YouTube, I have been for a long time, that's how I do it. But follow me on social media and then you will not miss a trick, my friends. The Hanged Man, in the name of Libra here, is missing a trick for sure because he's hanging around. But you know, the energy is building up in a big way at the moment. We're coming up to a full moon, which is going to be on Monday the 30th of November. Maybe you're watching that on full moon day, in which case happy full moon to you. Maybe not. Maybe you're watching this when it's just come out, or maybe you're watching it in the future. Never mind. The message is, because I've pulled this at this time, we're just about to come up to a lunar eclipse, and then we've got a solar eclipse coming up in December. So momentous things are happening in the universe around you. That is actually the case always, all the time. Somewhere in the universe, there's always going to be that much energy going off. There's always going to be something special happening. So really take heart, and if you're hanging around, maybe you want to hang around just a little bit more because you want to be ready to make the most of that energy when it comes. But there's a clock in the background here. It's a backwards clock as well, so the Hanged Man really needs to start turning things around, start going in the right direction. So use all that Libra balancing ability to get yourself pointed the right way. Okay, because big energetic things are coming in for us all at this time, actually, of full moons and eclipses and solar eclipses and things like that. But big things are certainly coming in for Libra. Even if you're watching this in the future, my friends, something big is coming for you if you're a Libra. So you want to kind of, don't hang around too long. Hang around just enough to get a rest so you're ready to get out there and make the most of it. And that brings us to the sign of Scorpio. And for Scorpio, we've got the Queen of Swords. No nonsense, Scorpio. You guys are pretty good at the no nonsense things. But I must say, actually, one of my dear friends on Facebook is a big Scorpio. She's very, very Scorpio. And she's always having fun. She's one of the most fun people I know. It's always a great laugh when you get talking to her. Not such a great laugh when you talk to this lady, the Queen of Swords. It's sword energy again. It's talking about making a decision. And this is a very curved sword, actually. And if you saw the deck, the ancient Marseille's deck that I was reviewing in yesterday's video, and if you didn't, check it out, by the way, it's there on my channel. But if you saw that video, I was talking about the swords in that deck are always curved, and they're curved for a reason. We have big decisions to make all the time in this life. They keep coming up, actually. But they tend to come in the form of a curveball, and that's why the decision needs to get made. The Queen of Swords is going to be throwing you guys a curveball, Scorpio, and you're going to have to try and let go of that thing of seeing the world in black and white, because that's another thing that will hold people back from making decisions 9 times out of 10. They think, oh, it's definitely this way or it's definitely that way. And you know in the back of your mind that the real answer is somewhere down the middle. And the only way to actually make a good decision is to go down the middle of what, somewhere in between, where the extremes of what you think is going to happen. It could be extreme, I guess. There's a lot of very kind of deep red in this card, but there's also purple. So there you go. You know, you're in between two places. Do you go fiery and red and force things to happen? Do you relax? Do you look into the purple side of things and get that nice healing energy going? Get in tune with the 9th ray. I'm going to heal myself with a drink of tea. It's up to you, Scorpions, but you do need to get that decision made. I took a great decision buying this cup, actually. Look at that. Silvery zebra stripes. I really like this cup a lot. Okay. That, you know, we always get very serious in readings, don't we? But actually, Scorpio, it could be a big decision. Different strokes for different folks. I'm always saying that. So many people watch these readings, and I'm grateful and delighted that so many of you watch them. It could be a big decision, could be a smaller decision, but the point is, it's an important decision. Okay, so go ahead and make it, Scorpio. Get it done. Things are happening all the time. And I'll remind you guys too of what I was saying in the last card about the moon energy and how amazing that's going to be. Now this brings us to Sagittarius. And I'm always very interested in this one because I am a Sagittarian. And what have we got here? 3 of Pentacles. This says steady progress is paying off. If you've seen my videos recently, you'll have seen this card. This one's come up several times in the last few videos, actually. And this is something that really speaks about the need to expand things. You know, steady progress is really being made. But we've got the white rabbits here looking at the plan, unscrolling the plan, and looking at what could actually happen to expand things, to get things moving forward, and to just to quicken the pace of things, I guess. Because the king is here pointing up and wanting things done. But there are 3 pentacles on the tree. It's very early in the pentacles journey, but things are starting to pay off. The only trouble is that this big tree, this beautiful tree, has grown from a small seed in a very small pot. And that was actually a very big pot when the seed was planted, but it's much too small for the tree to grow now. Sorry, I've got hiccups. There we are. I better have another drink out of my zebra cup. Quite annoying when I get hiccups this late in a video, because if it gets worse, I'm going to have to stop and start again later. And I don't really want to go there. Anyway, that's Sagittarius. That's for you guys. And that brings us, of course, to the sign of Capricorn. We've got Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces to go. And then news of the subscriber giveaway, which you might already know or you might not know, but it's going to be worth subscribing. It really is. So Capricorn, for you, we've got the Page of Cups. I just had to take a second look there. Even though there's a cup in it and I know it's a page card, I still had to take a second look. And there's a message there. Okay, that's something to really think about, Capricorn. Take a second look. You guys are very good at hanging on tightly to things. Alice has taken a second and probably a 20th look at the fish in the cup, because I don't think she knows what it's all about. But she is open to the idea of change. And she's a great believer. If you've read the Alice in Wonderland books, she's a great believer that everything can be not just okay, but be good. This is really think outside the box. It's not something that's really, really easy for a lot of Capricorns to do. But Capricorn is only one part of you, okay? Draw on the other parts of you and be willing to look out there a bit. No idea why there's a fish sticking out of the cup, but Alice is going to do something positive with it. So Capricorn, I guess life's thrown you guys a curveball. I guess that's what we're looking at there. Lots of curved balls flying around at the moment, actually. Lots of crazy things. But this isn't coming down the pike at you, Capricorn. This is actually happening now. You know, you're looking around you. You're wondering what's going on. You're wondering what to make of stuff. And I think we all are in this crazy world at the moment. Make something of it, Capricorn. Don't wait forever. Get cracking. That keeps on coming up, that idea of not hanging around and getting cracking. Use that optimism, okay? Part of this is, you know, it's reading the cards and it's what I know about the cards. And a very big part of it is that I work with spirit guides, my friends. And this is what brings us together. We've all got spirit guides. I've got them. You've got them. I've spent the last sort of about 33 years focusing in on learning how to actually work with spirit guides. And that's what gets me in a position where I can do readings for people, which I'm so delighted about because I love doing it. But we've actually all got spirit guides, and if you're finding this channel really helpful, then it's your spirit guides that brought you here. Your spirit guides, they know my spirit guides somewhere up there in the higher realms, somehow in the afterlife or in eternity, whichever way you want to see it. So that is really the channeled side of it when I say stuff that doesn't necessarily belong to the star sign or the card. But the card shows me the image, and Capricorn, make the most of it, guys. Okay, try and have that childish wonderment that Alice has got there. It's a page card. It is a, you know, it's a naive almost wonder, and that's a very valuable thing to have. Actually, we can go through life and learn as much as we learn, but there's never anything quite as good as taking a childlike approach to something new, because that's a fresh approach, you know, that makes you willing to learn. So go with that, Capricorn. We are now into the sign of Aquarius. And for Aquarius, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. And this is another one that keeps coming up just lately. I wonder what my guides are going to tell me about this one today. Right, now there's a song. I'm going back a few years. You'd probably have to be my age or maybe a little bit older even to remember it. There's this group called All About Eve. I believe they're a British group. Julianne Reagan was the singer. But I know they made it in the States and I know they made it in Canada. So, you know, look up this song if you can find it. Forget what it's called now, but... oh yeah, the Apple Tree Man. That's it. It's about this man who lives in a secret garden and she holds the key to get into the secret garden. And in the chorus it says, what will he do when he finds he's left someone behind? And that's what you've got to think about at this point, Aquarius. What will you do if you turn around one day and realise you've left someone important behind? I'm not saying that's actually happened, Aquarius. It may have in your life. Think about it. It's important to think about that. Maybe not just one person, maybe a group of people that you've had to pull away from. You would have been right to cut the cords, because what we see here is great abundance on Alice's path, but she's walking on a chessboard. She's walking on a checkered path there. So there's a bit of a game on. The game isn't over yet, Aquarius. Look back. Have you left a group of people behind? Have you left a friend behind? Have you left a part of yourself behind that you really wish you had with you, Aquarius? Well, if so, get your manifesting head on, okay? Because when we cut a cord that didn't need to be cut, that cord will always grow back. And that is really a positive thing about moving on from the past and cutting ties with the past. If you leave someone or something behind, or some part of yourself, or, you know, some of your happiness behind, get in touch with that again, bring it back in, let that good, positive, happy cord of love grow back. And that'll bring some healing into your situation, and it'll make things even better for you, Aquarius, because this is looking so good. It's all flowers in the garden. It's absolutely beautiful. Being a Pentacles card, of course, and the Nine of Pentacles, we're looking at serious abundance here. We really are. Okay, Aquarius, and if that isn't the case for you, please know that abundance is on its way in. It's coming to all of us all the time if we did but know it. Make friends with money or whatever you've got to do, but do make it happen. So Pisces, we arrive at the card for Pisces. Here we've got the Ten of Wands. Is this you, Pisces? The guinea pig has wonderful things in the wheelbarrow there. Beautiful, sweet things, gifts, something nice in every one of those little brightly coloured packages in the wheelbarrow there. Yet guinea pig is looking very unhappy, and he's in a valley between two hills, two beautiful green hills. And I bet it's much brighter when you get to the top of those hills, because you can see more of the sun. He's down in the valley below, and he's got so much work to do. He's much less happy. But what's the problem? Not the nice things in the wheelbarrow, but the 10 wands tied to his back. they're very heavy. The wands are always about getting things done, and guinea pig has got too much to do. So Pisces, think about that. Have you possibly taken on too much in recent times? Maybe you took on too much in the past. Maybe it's good to actually cut the cords with that, and we're really into cord cutting in these last couple of cards. Maybe you should cut the cord around your inner guinea pig and just let those wands fall away and get on with enjoying what you want to do. Or maybe you should keep on going. Maybe the guinea pig's still got the strength to do it. I don't know. Only you know, Pisces. That one is going to be very personal to you guys. Okay, so that brings us to the 12th card for the 12th sign. We've done them. We've gone right through the zodiac. I must say thanks for sticking with me all this way through. I appreciate it. Now then, the subscriber giveaway. I'm giving away a birth chart. You'd have to let me know your email, and you'd have to let me know your date of birth and your place of birth. If you don't know the time you were born, that doesn't matter too much, okay? I can set it for a sunrise chart in my software and make sure I get all the correct alignments as at 6 a.m. In the place where you were born on the day of your birthday. Because 6 a.m, the sunrise moment, as it were, that's when the planetary alignments have sort of come into being that set the day up, make it the kind of day it is. So I can do it even if you don't know the time. Maybe leave me a comment. I think that would be a real helpful thing to do. It's great because it gets our spirit guides in touch, as I was saying. And it's nice to share the journey with you guys. It really is. But subscribe. That's the main thing, okay? Subscribe to my channel. And you might as well ring the bell to make sure you get all the notifications as well. That really helps, because there's more readings coming all the time. But you could win a birth chart. I'm going to announce the winner on the evening of Sunday the 29th, which isn't far away now, just before that full moon comes in. And if you don't win this time, you might win next time. I'll be giving away something, maybe something I've created. I do all kinds of creative stuff. Certainly readings are going to get given away from time to time, but this week it is a natal birth chart with really deep explanations of every planetary alignment, how it affects you, and including in that the asteroids as well, which are smaller than planets but still have influence. Okay, well, thanks very much for watching, folks. Hit that subscribe button for your chance to win, and for your chance to get more readings, which I'm always doing and I'm always loving doing. Leave me a comment. It's always so good to hear from you. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you again very, very soon. Have a fantastic time ahead. Love, light, blessings, and peace.